Yo, what's up? It's me again. So basically, this video is gonna be a follow-up video to the video I made yesterday or earlier, depending on when this video comes out. But basically, I found a better way to dish out the damage instead of like putting all of the damage in one hitbox. You can like apply the damage for every single hit, if you know what I'm saying, like UG's, Chris Strikes, and stuff. It's really simple. I mean, you can still use the one I taught in the other video if you want, but I really suggest switching to this version since it makes your move way more accurate feeling and stuff. And just a note, the version of the move I'm using in this video is the single target version, but it should still work for the AoE version. I'm not too sure yet, but anyways, let's start the video.
Okay, right before we start, remember the hitbox that we use for the detection? What we're gonna do is just change the damage from 1 to 0 so it doesn't kill the low HP dummies later when we're gonna test it out. And we're also gonna turn off the damage for the last hitbox as well. And now let's get into the tutorial. Now we're gonna start in our target branch. What we're gonna do is put a add health block into the branch, then put it at the very top or wherever your first swing starts. And we're gonna do is input our damage, but make sure that it has a minus sign or negative sign before it. This basically means that it minuses the health instead of adding it. And then we're gonna do that for every single time that our move does a swing or like hits the dummy. So let's do that real quick. Okay, now that I'm done, as you can see I did like -10, -5 and stuff. And after you're done with that, let's go to our move branch. And what we're gonna do is put a add awakening block. And then we're gonna put that right under our grab block. And after that, we're gonna go back to our target branch. And then we're gonna go and see how much damage we're gonna do. So as you can see for this swing, I want to do 5 damage. And then we're just gonna do some quick maths. We're gonna quickly pull out our calculator. And then what we're gonna basically do is input the amount of damage we want to do. So in this case, mine is gonna be 5. And then we're gonna do is multiply that by 33%, which is 0.33. And the value that comes out is gonna be the amount of awakening we're gonna give the player. If you're wondering why it's 33%, that's basically the conversion rate on how the game gives you your awakening. So for example, if I did 1 damage, the game is gonna give me 0.33 awakening bar. And if I do 5, like here, it's gonna give me 1.65 awakening bar. After you're done calculating, just go back to your add awakening block and put your value there. And then we're gonna do this for every single one of our add health blocks. So let's do that real quick. Okay, after you're done adding your awakening and your add health bars, let's go ahead and test it. Let's spawn a dummy. And as you can see, it does the damage to the dummy and it also gives me the awakening bar. But there's one slight problem with this. And basically, if we spawn a low HP dummy, it's not actually gonna kill the dummy, as you can see. If we try it again, as you can see, it's still alive. And that's because add health blocks don't actually have the ability to kill players. So to get around that, what we're gonna do is by adding a hitbox. Let's move that under the add health block here. And then first, we're gonna set the position to 0. Then we're gonna set the size to something really small. Let's do 0.5, 0.5, then 0.5. Then we're gonna turn off the stun. And then we're gonna turn up the damage. Trust me on this. And then we're gonna turn on hit the user. And that's basically it. If you're asking why we turn on the damage, that's because technically the one doing the damage is the dummy. And if we make it do damage, the dummy is the one who's gonna get like the awakening bar, if you get what I'm saying. Anyways, let's test it. As you can see, it works now. Let's try it again to make sure. And yeah, as you can see, it goes the dummy fully now. What the fuck? Okay, what I was gonna say before the game rudely interrupted my tutorial was you can actually add finishers to it, and it's really easy. All we gotta do is add a new branch, let's call it target finisher, and then we're just gonna add a simple blood effect. And then what we're gonna do is put a condition inside the target finisher branch, and just put has health, then put on the amount 1, and then turn on flip. Then let's go back to our target branch, and then link the hitboxes branch target to target finisher. The reason why we're not putting it in branch finisher is because technically the hitbox hits the dummy itself, and as you can see, the branch target forced the hit target to proceed to a branch, right? So we're basically gonna make the target proceed to here. And yeah, let's try it out. As you can see, the finisher works.
And that's gonna be basically for this video. Don't forget to subscribe and like, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Mambo, mambo, お祭りマンボウ。ダブダブ、ゆらゆら、お祭りマンボウ。